Steve Jones with the Hardscape channel here again. Gary is still with us. Gary, one of the things that you stay really focused on is certification and training. A lot of your effort down here at the annual meeting for the Interlocking Concrete Pavement Institute is focused on contractor education and training.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about certification. There's a lot of feelings about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to get them all into one discussion, but tell me what your feelings are on just in general, not specific to any course or to any training. What's your feelings on education for hardscape contractors?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to see it standardized in some way. We've got tech specs. We know how to install a product. We've got a lot of research in that. Products have been researched for years. They've got definite specifications for that. I'd like to have some definite specifications for the contractor himself. What's he made of? How's he work? What's he supposed to do?
Were you talking knowledge or skills? Or both?
Both. I would like to see it turned into a trade. Just like you got an electrician, you got a plumber, you got a paving stone contractor.
So you got an apprenticeship, you've got an education component, you got an apprenticeship program, you become journeyman.
A lot of people have used the journeyman term. That's what we're headed for. That's what our educational program is sort of pointed at, a journeyman level individual. Of course, our certification basic paver installer is the base for it, and then you move on to either commercial or residential side. You've got advanced training there. With that certification, you need to maintain your continuing education with that. It's minimal. It's only 8 hours every 2 years, and you can get it at a number of different areas, but it keeps you abreast. Make sure that you stay in the industry.
Gary, one of the problems I have, and that part needs to be covered for sure, the knowledge-based part of it, but a trade, electrician, plumber,
mm-hmm.
pipe fitter,
right,
auto mechanic,
mm-hmm.
is a skills-based vocation.
You feel there should be more skill than education? Or?
No, skills training is education.
Okay.
But I'm just saying is that it's a hands-on. You cannot learn a vocational trade, sitting in front of a PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
And as you well know, our school, the School for Advanced Segmental Paving, has been a passion of mine.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our little quirks, but we have a total lack of available skills training in our industry. And so if I say I want people to come to my company with a certain amount of training so that they're valuable to me almost out of the gate. Or I want to take some people that I think are worthwhile, that'll be with me a long time, and I want to improve, create some efficiencies, increase their knowledge base and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give them the extra refined skills necessary to be good at what they do. We don't have that.
What we have is compromise between the old apprentice that worked his ass off for 5 years for peanuts,
mm-hmm.
and then moved up the ladder. We don't have that system anymore. Nobody has that system anymore. So what we've got is a compromise, and that is you come in, and to be a certified installer, you have to show some experience. And so hopefully they will gain the knowledge that they need from there. Once they have the certification and the experience and they can move forward, the continuing education should be helpful in that respect.
Well, okay, let me beat you up with this then. Okay?
Go for it.
You said one of the most important things to you is consistency of training. Now, if these guys are getting their training from Joe Blow Contractor, who got his training from God knows where, there truly is no consistency to the level of information and skills that they're applying. They're applying some self-learned skills.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those guys, as are you.
So am I.
We have all learned. We all had to learn. Now, I was quite lucky. I had guys like Bill Schneider to call and
mm-hmm.
say, "Help, Bill! What did I do?"
Uh-huh.
Now, but truly, if we're looking for a standardization or being able to benchmark somebody against something,
okay,
there has to be something.
Valid point. in the continuum of what we're trying to do,
Mhm.
where are we? Beginning, middle, or end?
Well, beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
10 years ago, there was really nothing. We were just starting to, probably longer than that.
A little longer than that.
15
Since
years ago.
I'm one of the guys who helped write the certification program. Memory is going, but it's still, I do remember that. So
10 years seems like such a long time.
yeah.
Anyway, when we started, not that long ago, there was nothing. You and I came up from that part of it. We are now teaching that next generation. When you say there's nobody,
where is the consistency between your knowledge and physical skill and mine? We don't have it, other than the physics forcing us to the same end.
maybe that's what it takes, but we also both have a basis in the certification classes, for good or evil, whether you say it's good enough or whether it's not. That's still the basic knowledge that we're working on from there. Simply from our different areas, we're going to have different skill sets. Freeze thaw, I don't have to worry about that.
No, but as you would have to admit the only difference between a freeze thaw area and non-freeze thaw would be the depth of the base.
I don't
general.
know.
Come on up, visit us up in Minnesota. Okay. I'll show you. It's just the depth of the base.
Okay. Take your word for it.
Everything else is the same. Trust me. We don't have earthquakes, so there you go.
That's why we have flexible products.
We've got to stay flexible. Well,
So,
Gary,
before we finish up here,
yeah.
I just want to say education is the way to improve our industry. It's the final leg on the stool that we need to create a solid industry here.
I absolutely agree with you. How we get there, we may tussle with that a little bit.
This group argue? Never.
Well, it's people like you, Gary, that and your passion for sharing and learning is it infects people around you, and that's a good thing, and I appreciate it, Gary.
Good.
And thank you so much for all you do.
You bet. Thank you, Steve.